Oh, this is gonna be fun. All right, give it a minute or so. I know I'm starting early, but it's all right. Oh, goodness. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I apologize ahead of time. As you can hear, I am still sick, but Yeah, I had to get a stream in. All right, let's just get into it. If people show up, they show up. If not, it is what it is. Music cue, perfect. What's going on, everybody? WakoBako here. It is another Final Fantasy Friday. I know I've been gone for a little bit, and I appreciate the few of you that reach out to check up on me. Yeah, so quick recap. We went from the Tampa TCG Con, not this past weekend, but the weekend prior. I was there Saturday and Sunday, and then by the time Thursday rolled around, I was immediately sick. Left work on Wednesday feeling all kinds of terrible. Thursday I was in bed all day. Friday I was in bed all day. I went from endless sweating to fighting chills. Saturday I was able to move around a little bit. Sunday I did feel a lot better, but not 100%. And this whole week still been kind of fighting it off, but I do feel better. Hopefully I'll be better by the end of this weekend. Just because it sucks being at work and feeling like absolute garbage and trying to focus when your job at work is to focus. But I do want to show off, obviously, this, along with some of the other stuff I'm going to put on screen, is stuff I picked up while I was at the Tampa TCG Con, which I got to say, overall, I wasn't really impressed. I mean, there were some cool people there, met some nice people. I picked up some stuff. Not only did I pick up a whole bunch of cards, but I picked up Final Fantasy stuff and Pokemon stuff. So Sunday, you guys will see the Pokemon stuff I picked up. There's enough. But yeah, let me just show off all the other stuff. So got these as well. Finally got these in. So there's 4 of these scene displays. Again, Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy collab. This is from Final Fantasy 1, Garland at the Chaos Shrine. So each of these come with 6 borderless cards that fit an image. And then there's packs that are included with this as well. So there you go. They made 4 different boxes. So that's the first one. This is the second one. And again, I do apologize ahead of time. I'm going to be clearing my throat a whole bunch. I'll probably be coughing. I'll do my best to mitigate that. This one's from Final Fantasy 8. And then they did Final Fantasy 9. Which, again, pretty cool. Again, they all come with a couple packs and some cards. And then last but definitely not least, which I think this is one of my favorites, Final Fantasy 15. So it's got all the boys there. It's got the Chocobo there. So it should be pretty cool. So I showed that off. Obviously, this as well. This is the Chocobo bundle. I do have the Japanese version inbound. I was hoping it would be in by now so I could open up both at the same time, but I guess we'll save that for another stream. So keep an eye out for that. I really just wanted to try my luck with the Japanese set, or the Japanese iteration of this set, because I don't know, I haven't opened up any. So I'm interested to see how card quality is, obviously, you know, just overall experience. But this is pretty neat. Again, shows everything that it comes with here. But yeah, so besides all of that, I did pick up some cards. So my main focus was trying to pick up some more cards for the set. Mewtwo dude, how we doing, brother? I'm doing okay. Still feeling a little bit sick, but I am feeling better. Thank you. Just getting the stream started, just showing off all the stuff that I picked up from Tampa TCG Con 2 weeks ago now. And I was just about to go over some of the cards. While you're here, let me show you some of the stuff I put off to the side for you. If you're interested in any of this, please, you know, reach out to me, you know, like how we normally talk. But I've been putting this stuff off to the side for you, and I think it's stuff you would like. So let me know if you're interested. We'll figure something out. But yeah, bunch more Amano artworks for you. I don't know what you already have and what you don't. Most of this stuff is from Legacy Collection, but yeah, again, let me know. I've had this stuff off to the side for a little bit, and I keep adding to it. But yeah, hopefully all is well with you. Yeah, there we go. Let me know. All right. Let me show off the cards that we got in. And again, this is just the Final Fantasy portion, right? I did pick up a bunch of Pokemon cards, but again, I wasn't overall impressed with this show, and maybe it's been a little while since I've been to a show, so I didn't really know how it was going to go down, but I'll sum it up for you very quickly. It was either ultra modern English Pokemon, or it was One Piece. Very little magic. Okay, sounds good, man. Yeah, yeah, we'll figure that out for sure. Yeah, it was either ultra modern English Pokemon, so like whatever the latest couple sets were, like obviously all the mega stuff, or it was One Piece. Very little magic, very little Japanese Pokemon, which that's what surprised me the most. And then obviously a bunch of graded stuff here and there. There's one company, which I don't remember their name, but they literally just have a bunch of signed stuff from Jason Page, who I'm not the biggest fan of, but that's all that they sell is, like, they're pretty much selling his signature and stuff that he signed at shows, which is insane to me, but that's just my own opinion. But yeah, overall, it just wasn't that great of a show. I was hoping to pick up a lot more stuff. I'm happy with what I picked up for sure, and you're going to see here in a second, but yeah, I don't know. You know, I'm going to keep trying to check out some other shows. Obviously, I want to go to a few of the Collecticons for this year. But yeah, just overall, I just wasn't impressed with this show. Luckily, it was cheap, so it wasn't too crazy. But yeah, anyway. So some of the cards I was able to pick up, right? And again, obviously, as you saw, right, all from the Magic the Gathering set. No Final Fantasy TCG there. I kept mentioning it. People thought I was insane. Yeah, and I agree. Like, it's inflated greatly, especially for someone that I think is not relevant to the scene at all. Yeah, he had one or two big hits and that was it. And he's signing cards and stuff. It's just, I don't know. It's just weird to me. Every time I see him at shows, I just try and distance myself. I just don't like his whole outlook and how his, like, I don't know. If you ever seen him at a show, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I personally wouldn't want any of my stuff with his signature on it. We'll put it like that. But anyway, I digress. So main objective was to try and pick up more of these borderless cards for my Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering set. Yeah. Which, yeah, that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, that's a good point. He literally just sang songs. He had no impact in the actual show itself. He didn't voice any characters, nothing. Yeah. But I was able to pick up some cool stuff here. Had to pick this up. You guys know I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy XIV. And this is neat because this is a Realm Reborn. It's named after the very first expansion from Final Fantasy XIV. It's kind of like the re-release of Final Fantasy XIV. And then I was able to get a bunch of the Amano artwork cards. These are all from the Through the Ages. So main goal, try to find more of these borderless cards for my actual set, and then try to find more of the Through the Ages cards, which I did really, really well on. As you can see here, I scooped up a whole bunch, which again, I left them this way, right? I didn't go and, set them up with all my other grading sleeves or any of that stuff. Because this is kind of how I got them from the show. I always carry sleeves with me to shows. So if anything, I just take them out of the top loaders, put them in my own sleeves, and then put them in my backpack. But yeah, pretty decent haul. Obviously, I'm still missing so much for not only the actual set, but for the Through the Ages. But I made a pretty big dent on the Through the Ages set. So maybe I'll show that off here, maybe on the next stream, just remind me. But yeah, saw a bunch of cards. I think we did pretty well. All right, excuse me. So with that being said, we're gonna save this for last. Again, the Chocobo bundle, we'll save this for last just because there's more stuff in here. We're gonna go through all of the scene displays first. So let's do that. We're just going to go in order from Final Fantasy 1 to 15. But again, I thought these were pretty cool. Again, they do come with a couple packs. And again, it does come with a little bit of a display. So they'd be pretty cool. Again, I wish I had room to set up this display easel so you could put all the cards in it. I do have some new shelves I was planning on putting up, so maybe I'll put them on there. I guess it just depends on how big these are. But without further ado, let's get into them. And it's so funny because I bought 3 of the 4 boxes from one vendor, and then I couldn't remember what boxes I had and which ones I didn't. So I waited till the next day, and one of the vendors was like, hey man, this box is kind of beat up. I can take some money off for you. I'm like, okay, sure. Like, I'm not going to turn down a discount, but I let him know. I said, hey man, like, I appreciate that. I plan on opening this anyway, so I'm not overly concerned with the box. But again, it's cool that they were like, hey man, like, if you're going to keep it sealed, it's kind of beat up. So, but really cool image. Again, this is kind of what we saw on the front. I'm assuming this is the, yeah, so this is the little easel display that the cards go into. So this would be on the back side, which is kind of interesting. And then this is where all the cards would sit, I think. That kind of, let's see. Yeah, I mean, that's how this looks. Looks like everything is in this center pouch. We'll figure it out by the time we get to the last one, but I really like the artwork on here. That looks really, really nice. Again, it's the same thing that was on the front of the box. All right. Let's move this off to the side for now. Still going to keep the box, obviously. All right, so this pops up like that. Okay, nice. That comes out. So this has, yeah, this has the packs and the cards in it. I was really hoping there was collector boosters, but even at the show, they didn't have, I mean, some people had the collector booster boxes, which are like, you know, $1,500. Obviously, I'm not buying that. But there's not too many other products that they have to where you could get like a collector booster. And it's not like anyone was really selling like loose collector boosters. I'm still on the fence about if I want to get a Japanese collector booster box or not, because they are significantly cheaper. Ooh, there's actually 2. Oh, okay. So they gave art series as well. And then a couple packs. So let's just put these here for right now. See how that looks on screen. Okay, still looks fine. I guess I'll open both of these, right? So these are just the art series. I may leave this sealed just because this is what I'm really looking for. Yeah, I'm going to leave these sealed, right? So I'll end up having 4 of these. These are what I'm actually looking for. So let's get this open. I do like the old wax, which is kind of neat. So let me get some sleeves for this. Double sleeve all this. 2, 3. There should only be, what, 6 cards? Yeah. All right. 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right. Off to the side with that. All right, so let's take a look. Ooh, these are so nice. And again, they're full art. So it looks really, really nice. Got gunk all over my hand. Sorry about that. All right, so we get Garland. It's probably just from the wax. All right, so we get Garland, Royal Kidnapper. Oof. The Destined Warrior, so good old Warrior of Light. These cards look amazing, by the way. And again, they all fit one image. You get the Destined White Mage. So there's 3. Move these off to the side because this is obviously going to make an image here. Should have thought of that ahead of time. We get the Chaos Shrine. So that goes here. Order fits just like that. Bring this in a little bit closer. Then we get the Thief. And of course, last but not least, the Black Mage. So again, they all kind of fit together and make this one image. I'll do my best to bring that close. So that actually looks pretty sick. I like that. Obviously, I'm going to sleeve all these up now and keep all these together. I don't know if I'll ever put them in that actual display or not. But again, this is pretty neat. And these are fairly cheap, right? Especially compared to other Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering products. Would have been nice to get just one collector booster, but again, they're so expensive, and even some of the other products, there's a product that comes with one collector booster. That product alone, it's just like a collector booster and some random stuff. It's like well over $100. It just doesn't seem worth it because you're literally just paying for the collector booster. Now they do have sample collector boosters, which makes no sense because if you're going to pay money for how expensive they are, you might as well just, oh, I just ripped that sleeve. That's cool. You might as well just pay the full price and get an actual booster. But yeah, maybe some point in the future, I'll be able to get some of the collector packs and we'll try our luck with those. They're way too expensive, right? And if you didn't get locked in with the pre-orders when they first came out, you definitely missed it. And anyone that's just paying for them now, you're just grossly overpaying, which is kind of sad. But put this in here. We still have packs to go through for each box. I was just gonna, open them all up one time and then go through the packs, but this kind of like doing it this way here. It gives a little bit of a break as well. So there we go. We'll put these up here like this. You guys can still see right there. Okay, get this off screen. Move this some. So put this right here. All right. 3 packs from here. And it's so funny because I said I wasn't going to open up more of this set, but once they found product, I was like, hey, you know what? Might as well give it another try, right? All right, let's take a look and see what we got. We got Marlboro, Bardbow, Rook Turret. We get the Aerith Rescue Mission, Light of Judgment. Oh, you guys can't even see it. Sorry, I got to pay attention to where the camera's at. Or is that better? Yeah, that's a bit better. Blitzball. With the Lolliprite Scout. We get the Demon Wall, featured in many of the Final Fantasies. This one's from Final Fantasy XIV. Summon Shiva. She's appeared in many Final Fantasies. Saz's Chocobo. The Primal Garuda. Summoner's Grimoire. That's the actual weapon that the summoners use, which is literally just a book to get all the spells and summons from. There is our Hollow. We get Thieves' Knife. And the Gungaga from Final Fantasy VII. And then we get our token. So nothing too crazy out of the first one, but it's all right. Still got 2 more, and then obviously a bunch of other packs. So I think we'll be close to 20 packs by the time we get through everything, because the Chocobo bundle comes with 10. Yeah, so 10, 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, a little over 20, so it won't be too bad. Hopefully we can get something, right? Maybe at least one full art, maybe another one of the really nice item cards. All right. See, we're still looking good here. Yeah, all right. Let's see. Blitzball, Ash, the Circle of Power, Thief's Knife. We get Torgal. This is from Final Fantasy 16. Ooh, okay, nice. Very nice. Okay. There we go. There's a full art I didn't have before. I'll gladly take that. That's what we're looking for, by the way. These borderless full arts. Good old Aerith. Oh, I thought we got it back-to-back. I was going to be like, that's insane. We got the Grand Pulse Ocho. Nice little full art land. And then the hero token. All right. Put that here. Sleeve up Aerith. And it's so funny because, talking to some of my friends before going to the show and then doing some research, a lot of these borderless cards are so cheap, especially because they're the non-surge foil. So, for instance, like some of the other cards that I showed off before, I got for like 50 cents, 60 cents. You know what I mean? So they're fairly cheap. So I was really hoping to go to the show, look into some binders and really, clean house, if you will, and really make some progress on my binder. But again, if you didn't have One Piece, because they pretty much, the vibe I got was it was just a bunch of sneakerheads or people that went to like Target and Best Buy and bought sealed product and then brought it to a show. And they're like, hey, here you go, I'll sell it here. Like, I literally saw someone selling something with a GameStop sticker on the back of it. And hey, to each their own, right? But it was just like just try a little bit harder, I guess. Especially if you're going to inflate prices. Ooh, nice. Very, very nice. I have a bunch of these, but it's always nice to see more of the Through the Ages cards. Let's just put you right up here. Ring of Lucy, Shantoto, Ultros, Side Quest card collection, which that's an ongoing side quest for me. It's almost a main quest, if you will. We get Vaughn, the street thief from Final Fantasy 12. Ooh, nice hollow lock. Windurst, one of the main city states from Final Fantasy 11. Ooh, and then here is our art series card. Absolutely amazing. I have a few of those, but still very, very nice. All right. Not too bad. I think what I'll do is I'll clear the area here because obviously we have the other cards to bring in. Excuse me. My goodness, I know that's going to be annoying for you guys, and I do apologize. I'm trying to get better. I've been taking medicine and trying to get good rest, so just bear with me. Hopefully by Sunday stream I'll feel a lot better. Hopefully, you know, fingers crossed. But hey, out of a couple packs so far, I think we're off to a pretty good start, so not too bad. Move these off to the side. I'm just going to do it like this. Let's put bulk up here. Because again, I mean, we're going to see all this stuff anyway. Let's put the... Oh, yeah, for sure. And again, you know, especially in Florida where, you know, it doesn't ever get cold. And I always joke that we only have 2 seasons here in Florida. We have hurricane and we have summer. So anytime it's cold, it usually doesn't last. But in that same vein, it's something where it fluctuates, right? So we had days where it was like 30s and 40s, and then the next day it was like 70s again. So even all the temperature fluctuation can get you sick as well. So I think that's part of it. But then, you know, you just have people just open mouth coughing and not, you know, trying to not get other people sick, if you will. So anyway, I digress. On to the next box, Final Fantasy VIII, and get Children of Fate here again. Similar setup that we just saw. Cool little rip tab up top. But yeah, so for Sunday stream, so not only I'm going to show off more stuff that we picked up from the show, but I did get a CGC submission back today. Yeah, the humidity is a nightmare. So we're going to show off that CGC submission on Sunday as well, which, again, keep in mind, it is the... it's the high end or the chase card submission. So I'm excited to see how all those cards turned out. Speaking about CGC submissions, I did drop off another one today. So if you guys saw the YouTube short that got posted earlier today, that's what that was. So make sure you check that out. All right, get this out of here. But yeah, Florida's weather has been all kinds of weird lately. And I know, you know, there's been like a cold front that pretty much swept east. So everyone was getting it. But yeah, if we can just go back to being, you know, moderately hot, I'd be okay with that. All right. All right. All right, so set number 2. Again, let's see, these are the art rares. So I'm going to, the art series cards. So I'm going to keep those off to the side. Let's just put them underneath this one here. Got our packs. All right. So let's put this here. All right. Take a look at these. All right. Starting off with Ida. The sleeve as we go here. Again, all absolutely beautiful full arts. This one is literally just a lightning strike called Fated Clash. I like it. All right. We have Renoa, Very familiar with a lot of these characters, especially because I did play Final Fantasy VIII, but if you guys remember, I graded all of those Art Museum Coca-Cola collab cards, which was Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII. So that's why a lot of these characters seem very familiar. Good old Cypher, the main rival. It's awesome. He's got a fireball ripping. And it's going right towards Squall. Very, very beautiful card. I don't know the value of any of these cards, by the way. I'll have to look them up after the fact. I'm going to assume probably not too high, especially ungraded, because, again, they're in a product like this that are all readily available. It's not super hard to find these. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Again, a little bit of an image of how that looks. Excuse me. And these will all flatten out once I get them in their other sleeves and the binder. But let's just put them up here for right now. Let's go through our packs. Again, another 3 packs for this one. Let's go for another borderless card or another Through the Ages card. That's really what I'm looking for at this point. Is just any of the borderless. I wouldn't mind taking the Buster Sword or the Masamune again. Especially if I can get them in that holo. I do have one of each, but yeah, it'd be cool to get them graded. All right, let's see what we got. Ilmeg Pixie. We get Venat, which is a double-sided card. We'll flip this over. So you can see there's the other side. It turns into Heidelin. Ooh, nice. Commune with Beavers holo. Very, very nice. We get Holo Energy of Charlian. Very, very cool. Other additional city state they add in Final Fantasy XIV, and then the token. Excuse me, my goodness. Yep, I know, sound absolutely terrible. I apologize, I have to keep doing that, but trust me, it's better than when I was coughing the other day. Yeah, you definitely didn't want to be around for that. We have another, let's just take a look at this, just get this off the back. Oh, nice, very nice. This is one of the little signed ones, but it's another art series card. This is Garatia from Final Fantasy XIV, so that's very, very cool, and especially to see it with the little signature on it. So every card from the art series you can get regular or with its little signature on it. So, yeah, makes collecting even harder. Ooh, very, very nice. Hero of Light. I feel like I just got that one. Watch. This is how it always happens, right? Let's see. Did I get this one? No, I didn't. Okay, nice. Very, very nice. I think I held off on that one because this one was a little more expensive, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's 001. Yeah, I don't think I have that one already. Nice. Very, very nice. All right. If I remember correctly, this is one of the more expensive Through the Ages cards. Obviously, I'll look it up after, but very, very nice. Glad to see that. We get the Seath from Final Fantasy 13. Yep. Shiva, Saz's Chocobo again, Cypher. Ooh, this one's cool. It's another one of the double-sided. So let's flip it over. Very, very nice. You get Cecil in Paladin form and then Dark Knight form. We get the Ilmeg Pixie. And then the Full Art Swamp. Very nice. All right, cool. Let me sleeve these up. Yeah, like I said, I think I was looking at this card at the show, but I think it was just a bit out of the price range for what I wanted to buy, or to spend, rather. The other cool thing I always do when I go to shows, and I was ended up talking to one of this vendor for a little bit. He was a Air Force Reserve member, which was kind of neat. Obviously, especially because I'm Navy Reserve, so I was chatting with them for a little bit. And I always bring stuff to shows for like giveaways and stuff to give for kids, right? Either I just give it to the kids directly, or I find a really nice vendor and someone that I know they're going to end up giving stuff to the kids. Oh, nice. Got this one again. And then I just give it to them like, hey, man, this is for the kids. Just make sure, you know, you give this out to them. And, excuse me. My goodness. But yeah, so if you guys remember, I was sitting on a whole bunch of the Oh my goodness, the stamped promos, right, from all the pre-release kits and the older ones. So I had a whole little ETB full of them, and I gave those away. Should have recorded, should have clipped a little bit of it, but just more of a like in the moment thing. And I thought it was just something cool to do. Ooh, nice. Another one of these borderless cards. I feel like I picked this one up as well. Maybe, maybe not. Or no, I picked that one up. Okay. This might be one I already have, but it's all right. Take a look and see what else we got, though. Very, very nice. I'll gladly take that. All right, Leviathan, Dragon's Wyvern, and then Rabanaster. All right. So nothing too crazy there. Let's leave this up. I feel like I've got this card a couple times now, but it's all right. We'll just keep stacking it up here. We'll put it with everything else. This was, again, this is a big hit, though, probably out of this bit. If I remember correctly, that one is pretty expensive compared to some of the other ones, so. Oh, and that was the other thing. So I did bring some stuff to trade. And one of the Through the Ages cards that I had was one of the, it was like the second or third most expensive one. And I actually traded that one card for like 4 other cards, so that was kind of sick. It's always nice when you don't have to pay out of pocket for stuff, right? And you can just straight up trade. But it was a duplicate that I had, so it's not like I was like, oh, it's the only one I have, and kind of put me in a pinch. So yeah, it's always nice. All right, next we have the Final Fantasy IX box, Siege of Alexandria. Again, a little pull tab up top. Seems kind of dumb that this happens, but I see this a lot with any of the little perforated edges, the little peel-aways like that. Doesn't ever seem to rip properly. All right, full artwork for this one here. Again, this is a little display. I'm assuming you just kind of put the card in the base of this part, right? So all this sits up top. I think it would have been cooler if it was on the other side, on this side, right? So it kind of fits with the art, because in theory, this is what you're getting, right? You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I think it would have been cooler this way, but that's just me. All right. Oh, always dropping something. Let's see, what fell? Oh, just a little security tag. Nothing major. All right. Get this out of here. All right. Again, 3 packs, 2 sets of the artwork. All right. Put this all back. Again, once I get back to my own place, I'm going to display a lot more stuff, do some more behind-the-scenes stuff, but yeah. All right. So let's see. So that doesn't look good, but these are the art series cards, so put this over here. All right. Put these here. Come on. Because this is all crimped up and all kinds of weird. It's not going to sit right. To try and flatten that out. All right, a couple packs. Move this off to the side for right now. Let's take a look at these. And again, another 6 cards that make one big image. Now it's absolutely amazing. Looks like, no, it's called Brilliant Wings, but it looks like Alexander. All right. Yep, Judgment of Alexander, okay. Mega Flare, which is awesome because I'm pretty sure that's either Diablos or Bahamut. Looks more like Diablos. Oof. Absolutely beautiful card. We get the Amaranth Coral. Man, these cards are beautiful. Good old Vivi. I like the hollow foil on these. They look absolutely amazing. And then, of course, Search for the Dagger. You get Zidane right there. That makes the whole image. Again, looks pretty neat. I like these cards. And again, they'll flatten out once I get them double sleeved. But absolutely beautiful full arts. Again, I don't think they're overly expensive because Again, this product's still readily available. It's funny how they released these well after. But there's potential that there's still more Final Fantasy products on the way. And I only say that because Square Enix and Hasbro, the company that does Magic the Gathering, showed some of the margins and stuff from what they pulled just from this set alone last year, or within this last year, rather. It was like double or triple the expectation, which is kind of nuts. Especially compared to some of these other sets that came out. In these like Fortnite style collabs, if you will. But yeah, again, I'm all for it because I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy, so this was nice. I just hoped it was going to bring more attention to the actual Final Fantasy TCG, which it has not. But this is a big year for the Final Fantasy TCG. We're going to get Opus 28 and 29, which is absolutely insane. To think that there's been almost 30 sets in the English iteration of Final Fantasy TCG, and there's still people that have no idea. But the reason why it's a big year is because set 28 and set 29 both feature characters from Final Fantasy X, which is one of my favorite Final Fantasies, if not my favorite Final Fantasy. So let me sleeve these up. I don't know why I was just like, oh, we'll do that later. I guess later is now. Yeah, so I'm super excited about that. I really want to open up a lot of both sets, especially because, again, the booster boxes are fairly cheap. I'm going to get pre-release kits, so don't worry about that. But the second set that comes out in summertime, right, the one that features Titus or Titus, I was kind of bummed that when the Magic set didn't result. Yeah, it was unfortunate because you and I had that discussion. We were hoping for the same thing, but you know, I guess it's just down to us, man. We got to keep promoting it and doing more Final Fantasy TCG stuff. But yeah, when the set comes out this summer, right, the one that features Titus, there is going to be, the main chase is a signature card featuring Titus. So, you know, looking at some of the case pricing, right, especially for a case of 6 booster boxes, you might see me open up a case of it, right? See if we can chase that signature card down. And just to put in perspective, right? The signature cards that have come out previously, they've been more expensive than, you know, a whole case, right? So just put that into perspective of how valuable those cards are. So might be worth chasing. Again, I'm going to look into it as we get a little bit closer. But again, 2 big sets this year, and both of them featuring Final Fantasy X. I'm all for it. All right, let's get into the packs. And then we got one more of these, the scene displays to go through. Ooh, some peeking out right there. And then we're going to get into the Chocobo bundle. All right. So, which would you rather have? Be cornered by black mages or be forced to communicate with beavers? Your choice, let me know. Ice Flan, the Coral, Call of the Mountain Chocobo, the Ventures Airship, the White Auracite, Eject, just straight up, just simple. Yep, eject. See you later. Ooh, nice. Good old Esper Ramu. Zack, very, very awesome there. Ooh, very nice. All right, so there we go. Another borderless card I did not have. Crystal Fragments. Excuse me. It's really what we want to see is just keep pulling more full arts. Ooh. And the full art, or the borderless land. Okay, good old Xanarkand. We were just talking about Final Fantasy X, so perfect timing for that to show up. Hollow Sandworm, and then the same land that we saw previously, and a token. So very, very nice. So that's pretty much 2 hits in that one pack, if you were to ask me. But what do I know? I'm just a Final Fantasy guy in a Magic the Gathering world, if you will. But very, very nice. Gladly take that. It's always nice when you pull cards that you don't have, especially from a massive set like this. It's kind of crazy to think that. I was like, oh, I'll just get a binder, you know, and I'll work on collecting the set. And then it sinks in how massive this is. So I definitely won't be completing this set anytime soon. Kind of like a lot of my Pokemon sets, but that's, don't bring that up. But it will be pretty cool once I make more progress, right? And again, The main reason why I say I won't really be able to complete it is because there's a lot of these Surge foil cards that you can only get from collector boosters, so that's why I made that statement. But again, it's still nice. Still want to keep collecting the art series cards, the Through the Ages, and then any of the other borderless cards I can get. Very, very nice. I don't think I have this one, so that might be a new might be a new art series card there. I'm gonna put this over here. All right, let's see what we got in this one. All right, come on. Another borderless. That would be absolutely amazing. All right, so just put these here, move this back over. All right. Resentful Revelation. I know there's one of these Sephiroth cards that I don't have, but it's in between the two that I keep getting over and over and over again. Good old instant ramen. Ooh, nice. Imperial City of the Arcades. Yeah, we'll go with that. Non-hollow, but it's all right. Let's just put this here. We get the Coral Sword, Poison the Waters. We get the Judge Maester Gabranth. We get Zell from Final Fantasy VIII. Ooh. A little bit of a double pull, but this one's pretty cool because I think this flips over, and it does, right? So you get Crystallized Sarah from Final Fantasy XIII. We get the Bard's Bow as our hollow or reverse. And then the Plains as our land. All right. Not bad, not bad. Let me sleeve this up. I don't remember if I have this one. Probably do, but again, just want to keep collecting them, see how many I can get. Eventually, I will grade all of them. Same thing with like these art series cards, which I know a lot of people laugh, that are actual Magic the Gathering fans are like, why are you collecting these? But I think it's a bit easier, especially compared to a lot of the other more expensive cards, and they're harder to get cards from this set. All right, last pack, and then we get into the next box. Here comes a shameless plug. If you guys are enjoying this kind of content, make sure you hit that like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you are subscribed, I do appreciate all the support, whether you've just subscribed today or you've been here since the beginning. Kind of crazy thing, I'm creeping up on 6 years on YouTube. It's kind of nuts. But it's been really, really fun. And hopefully as we get closer to that, which is next month, by the way, we'll hit another career milestone and we can have a nice big opening for that. All right, Dark Knight Greatsword, Valkyrie Arrow Unit, X-Death, the Void Warlock. This is another one of those two-sided cards. There you go. So you get Neo X-Death on the other side. Good old Noctis, the Prince of Lucis. The Scorpion Sentinel. And Charlian. So nothing too crazy out of that. We at least got the two piece there, so that wasn't too bad. I'll gladly take that. Did I not? Oh no, I didn't double sleeve that one because I think I have that already. But so far, and again, just out of what we've opened so far, got at least 4 borderless cards. A couple of the Through the Ages cards, which again, the very first one, which I was hoping to pick up more of those, so that's kind of nice. A couple of the art series cards. But here we go. Into the last one here. Again, this is one Final Fantasy 15. There we go. Again, let's get our little pop-up display here. This would be cool to even just put in a frame by itself, right? Especially because it's nice and square. I think that'd be pretty sick too, even if I don't end up using these. I might do it that way, right? And just frame it. Makes sense, right? At least I think so. All right, come on. Get this out of here. Pop this out. Really excited to see these ones. I really liked Final Fantasy 15, even though I know a lot of people didn't. But, you know, since we never got Versus 13, this was kind of the chance to do that. And then with Kingdom Hearts 4 coming out, hopefully this year, that's kind of the real chance for us to play what should have been Versus 13, but kind of in a Kingdom Hearts aspect. So, all right, here we go. Again, gonna save all these. Stacking up pretty high now. I don't want that to fall. It is unfortunate that we got one wrinkled one, but it's all right. I don't think the cards are messed up, and I can flatten all that out, but it'd be cool to keep these sealed and hold on to these for a while. All right. Let's put you over here for right now. Move these off screen just for a second. Try and keep things a little more organized. Let's move this out of the way. Let's move some of the bulk out of the way. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Last set of 6. This one's going to be really, really nice. Especially with all the, all 4 of the boys from the gang on here, so. All right. Oof. Absolutely beautiful. The good old heir apparent Noctis himself. I think, and if I'm reading this correctly, all the artwork for this was done by Winona Nelson. I'm pretty sure she was the artist for all of these cards. So let's take a look. We get the fishing gear. Oh, that looks beautiful. And just the 2 cards there. We get the Chocobo Camp. Nice. Okay. Good old Prompto, right? Always taking pictures. If you know, you know. Making a weird face, but I mean, it is Prompto. He's just a weird dude. We get Ignis there, cooking all the meals. Oh, ended off absolutely beautiful. Good old Gladios there. Yeah, I think that's my favorite set of the 4, for sure. I think these turned out really, really nice. Don't worry, we're not done yet. We have the Chocobo bundle to go through once I open up these next couple packs, so stay tuned for that. And again, we will be streaming on Sunday this week. Hopefully I continue to feel better and get better and better. But Sunday, you're not going to want to miss Sunday, right? We have the CGC recap. We have recap from stuff that I picked up from the show. And we're going to have a really nice opening. And I wish I could tell you what it is, but if I even hint to it, it's going to ruin the surprise. But I'll just say it this way, you're not going to want to miss it. So it's going to be a very, very fun opening for Sunday. Please come by. Stream will start around noon to 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I know it's Super Bowl Sunday. I don't give 2 shits about the Super Bowl, but it's early enough where you can come hang out with me and check me out and hang out for a little bit. And then you guys can go check out the Super Bowl and do all the pregame stuff and watch all the commercials that people grossly overpaid for. There is going to be a Pokemon 30th anniversary commercial. It's already been kind of rumor milled and teased that they're going to do that. Who knows what it's going to be about. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. If someone just wants to send me the link of that once that goes live, I'll check it out. But yeah, I probably won't end up watching the Super Bowl. I gave up on football a long time ago. Yeah, just got too political for me. But there we go. All of these here, all absolutely beautiful cards. And again, you get the 4 separate sets of these. They get a little bit of air in them because of all the sleeves. But here we go. Last 3 packs. Let's see if we can pull any more borderless cards or any other through the ages. There's some more art series, so that's a good start. I feel like a God pack for me is you get an art series card, you get a through the ages card, and you get a borderless all in the same pack. Seen this one before, but I love this one. It's a good old Chocobo eating glacial greens. Love that. All right, let's move this over. There we go. All right, here we go. See this? Make sure we're looking good here. All right, we're good. All right, so we get the Rook turret, Blazing Bomb. I don't know if I can say that, but let's keep going. There's glacial greens again. We get the Magic Damper. We get the Sinnopat. We get Blitzball. Ooh, nice. There we go. So we got 2 of the 3 so far. Let's see if we can follow through with the actual God pack here. Very, very nice. We got a Through the Ages. We got an Art Series card. We just showed off Ignis, so we got a card from Final Fantasy 15. Come on. Ooh. Realm Reborn. All right, nice. Very, very nice. We get the 3 leaders of the city-states there from Final Fantasy 14. And nope. Jinxed it, but it's all right. Take it. Especially because love seeing more Final Fantasy 14 cards show up in these sets. Shadowbringers, which is the name of one of the expansions. Which is really, really cool because it was such a revamp for Dark Knight, which I still think is one of the better tank classes in the game. But Dark Knight had a really weird launch. It was just kind of really underpowered for the time being. And, you know, obviously they released new jobs during that expansion as well. But usually there's a class or a job rather that's, you know, revamped and like heavily revamped for these expansions, right? Or maybe not even revamped, but they get some much needed attention. So, but yeah, that was the one for Dark Knight, and it was just perfect fit, right? Especially with the whole theme of that expansion. So, all right, another food token. Let's see what we got in this one here. Again, looking for borderless cards, Through the Ages, or any of the art series. Slash of Light, Red Mage's Rapier. We get the Black Mage's Rod, Instant Ramen. Ooh, nice, of course. Good old Master Zane. And of course, you guys saw, and I'll go back and reference this again, I did purchase this card, which that's always happens. It's one of those weird things where sometimes you don't want to purchase cards because you're going to pull it immediately after, and just my luck, we pulled it, but hey, it's a beautiful card. Gladly take it. It's nice to have a duplicate there. It would have been cool to see the holo. We have the Prima Vista. We have Queen Braun, Cloud of Darkness. Side quest, play Blitzball, one of the best mini games in any of the Final Fantasies. We get Kuja as our rare. Ooh, okay. That actually looks really, really nice. We get Ultima as our holo. And then we get our land, okay. And then our token. All right. Last pack from this, but again, don't go anywhere. We still have more to open up. We have 10 more packs to go through. Plus, I'm pretty sure that Chocobo bundle has its own little, like, pack in it, right? You get some of the tracked cards, if you will. But again, out of this little bundle, we've been doing pretty good with these, so. Ooh, nice. All right. So, another art series card. Hopefully it's one we don't have already. I feel like I recognize that number. And I think we do have this one already, and we do. Good old Red 13. It's not a bad one, but it is one that we already have. All right, so we have the Coral, Call of the Mountain Chocobo. We get the Quit Rub, or the Quut, or yeah, Cut, yeah, the 4-air, yeah. Commune with Beavers. I'm always gonna laugh at that. I think that's absolutely hilarious. The Ice Flan, the Lunatic Pandora. We get the Adventurer's Airship. Ooh, nice. Okay. Shadowbringers again. Chocobo Racetrack. That's from Final Fantasy VII. The battle menu. I love this card because, again, if you look at the options, it's just like how your menu would be set up in game. Attack, ability, magic, and item. The one option you don't have in there is run. So you're not running from that battle. All right. We get the Shambling Seath. Ooh, nice. We get Tella, the Great Sage. The Hollow Chocobo, or the Chocomog, and then our island. All right. Not too bad, not too bad. All right, move this back over here. All right, so that little bundle did pretty well. We'll leave all this on here. Just stack all these up. Again, I think the main one, or the big one we got so far, was this here. Good old Hero of Light. And again, good old Amano artwork. What a collab, right? Especially for how iconic Amano is to work with Magic. And all their illustrators and be like, hey, just do your thing. You know, obviously Amano is notorious and very well known. I'd love to go to one of the art shows that they put on. Literally just showcasing all of Amano's artwork. I think that'd be absolutely sick. All right, let's open up this next one. Open up these few more packs. All right, let's just move this out of the way for right now, just so we kind of leave more room for this stuff here. Clear off the table just a little bit. Trying to make room. Move this, move this. Let's bring this down. Put this up here. Put these over here. All right. So let's put this here. Yeah, because we're going to put the packs up here, so that gives us room to do this. There we go. All right, so here we go. Looking forward to this. I was hoping to have the Japanese Chocobo bundle in on and around the same time this came in, but unfortunately it didn't line up that way. So keep an eye out. Again, I do have the Japanese version of this coming in. I may even buy a Japanese booster box. I do want to get a collector booster, but I don't know. Just keep an eye out. We'll see what I can get. So here we go. Very, very cute intro to this here. All right, slide this off. It's kind of like an Elite Trainer box. Ooh, that's actually really, really sick. I like that. Just a little insert there, but a very, very nice insert. What do we got? Oh, this is just a little security tag. Let's move this out of the way. All right, so very, very cool box design. You guys have seen this before. If you guys remember, New Kid gave me a box this. He had opened it up previously. But so yes, very, very cool. So this is the Chocobo booster, not for resale. It would be cool to keep one of these sealed. If I can find one of these just like this, I'll probably keep it sealed, but let's see what else we got. All right, cool. So wait, what are these? Are these all of the... Man, let's take a look just to see, right? I'm gonna look at this real quick. 16 traditional foils, and then 16 basic lands. So this is the traditional. Oh no, this is the alt art foil Birds of Paradise. Okay, I don't know. This is gonna break my brain because maybe there's something I don't need to open. Excuse me. Oh, it says 1 of 24 borderless Magic the Gathering scene cards. So maybe that's what this one is here. Maybe that's the 1 in 24. Because I just don't know what else is in here, right? What the hell? Let's open them up. If anything, I'll get another one of these. This is really cool. If I can get this out of here. Come on. You just adjust this, right? It's like a little damage counter, if you will, or your health. So I think with Magic, you start with 20. And then obviously you can rotate this one way or the other. But yeah, this is pretty neat. Very, very cool. Another really cool item to add to the desk. All right, here's all the packs. So what we're going to do is, excuse me, my goodness. Now I have another box for bulk. My goodness, I do apologize. I truly do. I'm sorry. I'm just sick. Obviously, I'm sick. It's so dumb. It's 90s slang, okay? Get over it. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to open packs first. And then we're going to open all three of these last. Hopefully, New Kid pops in. I know that he's actually traveling currently, but if he gets the chance to pop in, that would be awesome. Just so I could figure out if I need to open this stuff up or not. Or if, you know, I'm not going to say the jingle, but you know what I'm saying, right? If I open it or if I keep it sealed. But pretty cool. Again, little Chocobo booster, right? And then you have these two sealed. Just don't know if I should be opening these or not. Just going to put this right here. Let's get into the regular packs. If anyone's in stream, just maybe do a little bit of research for me. Let me know if that stuff's worth opening or not. Oh, this is weird because this is going to be... All right, so the other ones were kind of like the sleeved blisters, and then these are set up like... Yeah, these are set up like packs from the booster box. Okay, so this is going to be weird. Ooh, Mythic, right off rip. Okay, very, very nice. All right, so yeah. So this is set up. This is always going to be super confusing because you open stuff up a certain way. All right, so lands, a reverse, and then our big hit. So weird that they do it this way. I don't know why they came up with that idea to do it reverse, especially sell two different products configured differently, but I don't know. These packs are definitely set up like if you were to get them out of a booster box. So let's try this, right? So if I was to take 1 off the front, 2 off the front, 3 off the front, and 4, that would move all these to the back. Okay, so we'll try that for the next one. So if I do, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. That's just, I feel like it's going to mess stuff up. I don't like how they put this in order, but it is what it is. So there we go. We get our land, we get our reverse, and then our hit right off rip. Again, super weird. Don't know why they do it this way. Especially have a different order based on whatever the product is, but it's all right. Again, we're looking for any of the borderless cards. Let's get all these lands out of here. Doom, 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 doom. We got a mythic and a rare. Let's just move Sarah up here. All right. So we're going to try it with this one. I know it's going to be weird, but let's try 1. Well, we get an Art Series card. Ooh, nice. It's one of the signature ones. I'll gladly take that. 2. Ooh. Okay. Let's just look at it, right? So we obviously got to see what that is. Very, very nice. We got a holo version of this, which is cool because if you guys have seen this previously, and it threw the ages right behind it. This is a 2-piece card. I didn't have the holo, so that's actually kind of nice. I'm going to leave that here so I can sleeve that. I am trying to grade it in both holo and non, but we go right into, ooh, okay. Talk about a god pack. So here it is right here. Xenos full art. Wow. Okay, so that was a really good pack. So if we get hits, it's just going to be front loaded just like that. So very, very nice. So not only did we get the signed Art Series card, where are my sleeves? Where are my sleeves? Where's my super suit? So we got a signed Art Series card. Again, not actual signature, but you know what I mean. Don't think I had that one before. We pulled one part of this card in the holo. I'm just going to put this in a regular sleeve for right now. And I know I don't ever put it this way, but I'm going to put it in the grading sleeve afterwards. So that's kind of nice. We got Through the Ages card, which again, if you guys remember this, this is actually one of the pre-release cards from Final Fantasy TCG. Very, very nice. And then, of course, we got the borderless Xenos. Very, very cool looking card. So there we go. So if we get a hit pack, that's how that's going to be laid out. Very, very nice. I'll gladly take that. Let me put this back down here just so we can keep track of what we got here. So not bad. I'll gladly take that. Off to a good start for sure. Yeah, we'll leave all this here. Let's keep rolling. That's what we're looking for. Again, it's in a weird order. I'm just going to do it this way. Let's see. So we got this. Yeah, we're doing this all kinds of wonky, but it wouldn't be one of my streams if we weren't doing something weird or outside the norm, right? All right, let's flip over. All right, Primal Garuda. Okay, Swallowed by Leviathan, so pretty much 2 primals back to back. Ooh, Zodiark. Very, very nice. So there's our rare. This is one of the flip. Oh, no, it's not. No, this is just a 5/5. Pretty cool looking rare. I know there is another Zodiark card where it is double-sided, so maybe that's why I thought. All right, let's see what we got next. Ooh, nice. Another Through the Ages. Saw that one earlier. We get cornered by black mages as our hollow. Ooh, nice. Very nice. Another land, and then another art series card. We do have this one already. Good old Y'shtola. One of the strongest black mages in the Final Fantasy XIV universe. So funny, because she goes into a different time warp, if you will, and she gets called a different name, which I'm not going to say what that name is. If you know, you know. But it's kind of neat because it's another very, very famous black mage. And she gets mistaken for that character. And she just like, well, that's not me, but I'll roll with it. Thank you for the compliment kind of thing. All right. Again, we're going to do this backwards. So let's go like this. Slide that up. All right. This is so weird. All right. There we go. Magic pot. The Final Days. I remember this when this happened in Final Fantasy XIV. Very, very cool way to kind of get towards the end of that expansion. Eject. Ooh. Chocobo Racetrack. So we get Chaos, the Endless here. Let's flip over and see what the front is. Get good old Garland, which Garland becomes Chaos. That's actually pretty sick. All right, so we get Raban. He is the general of the city-state of Udal. Kind of tragic storyline that happens with Raban. Spoiler alert, he gets one of his arms chopped off while trying to protect the queen. So obviously that didn't work out well for him. But pretty badass. He still ends up fighting in a lot of the major conflicts and combat going forward. He is still the general of that army. But yeah. A little bit of a tough break again, especially once you lose an arm like that. Gotta be tough to try to bounce back from that. All right, let's just, yeah, I already got that one. Just leave this down here. Put the bulk over here. All right, a couple more packs to go. Pretty good stream though. I think it's been pretty fun overall. We've had some pretty good luck. So hopefully that luck continues. Love to see just a couple more of the borderless cards, or any more of the Through the Ages, or whatever that other Sephiroth card that I need is. Again, I know it sits in between the two that we've seen pop up a couple times here today. I'd break out the binder, but obviously it's one of the bigger binders, and I already have enough stuff on the desk as is, so maybe we'll do a binder update. If you guys are interested, let me know. But yeah, we're going to go through these. And then, like I said, we still have some of these other, the Chocobo booster to go through. All right. Ooh, nice. Got another borderless card. Summon Chocomog. Gladly take that. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, nice. We get Clive. All right. Then you flip him over. He turns into Ifrit. And we get another flip over card. Again, we get Venat, who turns into Heidelin. And then, ooh, nice. Another art series card. Ooh, I did not have this one. All right, very, very nice. Get good old Squall. Very nice. All right, I'll take it. More new cards. That's exactly what you want to see. Put this here. Put this up here. Pretty sure I already have this. I'll just put it with the stack. I know it's a mythic, but pretty sure I already have it in the binder. Plus, I'm going to sort all these anyway after the stream. So, and then at some point tonight, I'll get my laptop set back up. We'll get in some Final Fantasy XIV and play some Destiny 2. And yeah, it's just going to be a really good weekend. All right. A couple more of these packs. Then we'll check out those other sealed products that came with this. All right. I know this is so weird that I'm doing it this way. I got to keep looking on stream here. I feel like I'm kind of like hanging off the bottom of the screen. I apologize. All right, Monk's Fist. Magic Pot. Reno and Rude also. Sorry, not also. I was going to say an awesome dynamic duo from Final Fantasy VII. All right, we get Renoa. Sandworm. Ooh, Noctis again. We get Shinryu, which I'm pretty sure I know the front side of this. This should be Xenos. And it is. Very, very nice. Xenos turns into Shinryu, which that fight was absolutely insane. Really, really fun fight in Final Fantasy XIV when you fight Shinryu as full dragon form. Ooh, very, very nice. We get Quistis from Final Fantasy VIII. Yes, Final Fantasy VIII. And then we get our token and our land. But yeah, it's pretty crazy, especially because a lot of the mechanics are, brand new, especially for when that fight came out. The extreme version of that fight was very, very tough. Took forever to clear it. But the end of that fight was it was so chaotic. It was a lot of fun. Ended up farming it way later, especially once it was much easier and everyone's not only item level was higher, but their actual job levels were higher. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. All right, Magic Damper, Aerith Rescue Mission, Blitzball, Fight On, Summon Ramuh, Rufus Shinra, the president of Shinra Co. Or Shinra Corp. Yeah, Shinra Corp, sorry. All right, Summon Fenrir, another cool summon. We get the Gold Saucer as a land, so I think we got a bunch of duds in this one. Gilgamesh, okay. Not bad, there's our rare. Instant Ramen as our holo. And then we get a holo Treno. Ooh, I don't think I've seen... That's actually pretty cool. Angelo. And then we get Dark Star on the same one. I don't think I've seen this token before. Pretty neat. I like that. All right. Put you up here. All right. Just a couple more of these packs. Hopefully, like to see just one more big hit. Can't be greedy. I mean, we've had some pretty good luck so far, so no complaints. I'm just going to go through this one like normal. I know that was a bit weird doing it the other way. All right. So we get our token and our land. We get the Chocobo again. Ooh, nice. Okay. Very, very nice. Okay. Gladly take that. Getting that twice in one opening. Ooh, and the Jumbo Cactar. Now this card is very playable. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets plus 9,999, plus 0 until the end of the turn. So if you're able to play that, obviously you're just destroying absolutely everything. Choco, Opera, Evil Reawakened, the Dragoon's Lance, the Airman, Ice Magic, Fate of the Sun, Suplex, and yes, that is a dude on train tracks about to suplex a train, Shinra Reinforcements, and the Bard's Bow. Very, very nice. All right, cool. So we still had some hits. Still got some hits. Glad to see it. All right. Put this here. Let's sleeve this up. Very, very cool to see this twice. Mewtwo Dude, if you're still watching, if you pop back in, if you want one of these, let me know. I know it's magic, but hey, it's still a mono, so I'm pretty sure you're not going to complain about that. All right, last of this, and then we get some of the other additional packs. Excuse me. All right, was that all of our luck? Are there any other hits left? Just hoping for one more. So there is our token and our land. All right. Here is our holo. Ooh, of course, another duplicate. Another Through the Ages card, though. I'll take it. Ooh, get good old Sin. The Punishment of Spira. X-Death. Very, very nice. This, I think this is one of the flip cards. Yep. All right, let's go through this, see if there's anything else hanging out in here. Omega. Ooh. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. whole bunch of sorting after all this. Not bad, though. Not bad. Again, had some pretty good luck with all of these. We got at least 3 of the Through the Ages cards as I was going through this Chocobo bundle. Let's see. 26 goes here. Got that twice. Got this a couple times. So a couple duplicates, but again, not going to complain. All right. See how we did here. 357, 314, 71, 74. Excuse me. 58 is right behind that. And then good old Xenos on the end. Okay, so nice. Again, we get the borderless land. A couple other borderless cards here. Aerith and then Xenos, so that's not too bad. We got the double-sided Fang. Again, just one part of this card here, so that's all obviously pretty neat. And again, a couple more of the Art Series cards. A couple that I haven't gotten before, which again is very, very nice. I'll have to add them to the pile, sort through all that stuff later. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna open this last. Let's look at these. I'll leave this here. I want to look at this one. So let's see if I can kind of sneak peek. Nope, that's not really working. Lands, and then there's lands in this one also. I wonder if it's just a pack with a bunch of lands in it. I don't know. We're gonna open this up. Watch, as soon as I get into this, I'm gonna have a new kid pop in and be like, no, don't open it. It's too late. All right, so we saw this one before. This is non-holo. We saw the holo in the actual scene, so that was actually sick. And yeah, it's gonna be, of course, bunch of lands. Should have left it sealed. It's all right. Again, couldn't really tell, but it's all right. Sleeve this up. So now we have a holo version and the non-holo. Kind of interesting that they would just give you one random scene card in this. All of the lands. Stack that up top with all the other ones that I already have. I do like some of those full art lands, though. It is kind of neat. Assuming this is going to be the exact same thing. The one card in the front. And then these are... Alright, so these are holo lands at least. That's not too bad. Which, again, I already have all these, but that's kind of neat. At least they're holo. So, could be worse there. I'm going to just put these back in here for right now. All right, let's put this up top like that. Yeah, put this here with those. All right, let's sleeve this up. Very, very cool looking card, though. Flying, add 1 mana to any color. Not too bad. I like this card because this is actually from a zone called the Sea of Clouds, which is literally just like a bunch of giant floating rocks. All right. So there we go. You guys can see that just fine. All right, here we go. Let's open this up. Chocobo Booster. Contains 10 full art Chocobo base. Wait. Okay. Contains 10 full art Chocobo basic land cards and 2 borderless Chocobo bundle cards of rarity of rare or higher. Okay, hey, at least you know exactly what you're getting in this. That's kind of cool. I wouldn't mind getting one of these and just holding it off to the side, but especially because, you know, once I open it, I kind of have an idea of what's in here. Obviously, it's probably random chance of whatever these cards are. And it's probably not just like the same stuff over and over. So... But again, I mean, I don't know that there's people that are just like buying this product, opening it, and then, you know, keeping this off to the side to sell. So it's probably tough to find just this. But you never know. I'll take a look on eBay. All right, let's see what we got. Ooh, nice. We got Yuffie. Very, very nice. Again, it's got like the stamped on. It's got the tracks. Very, very cool. Chocobo, or we got the Choco Seeker of Paradise. And then it's just going to be all the lands here, which is Actually pretty sick. Yeah, this is actually really, really sick. I like this. So all the lands have chocobos on them. And it's got a little chocobo stamp on it too. Okay, these are actually really, really sick. Okay. I'm going to sleeve all these, but that's absolutely sick. I like that. So that's pretty much going to wrap stream. Let me just sleeve all these up. It makes sense why New Kid kept these when he opened this up before. But again, I don't know how long the stream's been running for because my phone covers all that information up. But it's been a pretty fun stream. I appreciate Mewtwo Dude for coming through. I don't know if anyone else popped in. Nope, seems like it was just me and Mewtwo Dude, unless someone was kind of creeping. But again, it's Final Fantasy Friday. I know we don't really have too big of a turnout when we do this, but it's always fun, and I do appreciate anyone and everyone that comes through. Make sure you guys check me out on Instagram. Check out the Discord. Always got stuff going on both of those. But yeah, again, Sunday stream. We're going to look at a CGC return. So that's going to be really, really fun. I'm excited to see how that turned out. Again, got some recap stuff from the show that I went to 2 weeks ago now. But yeah, that's going to do it for this stream. Again, I'm pretty sure that was everything, right? I'm not missing anything. We opened everything I wanted to open up. Yeah, these are really, really cool. Now I got some stamped lands. I wonder what other cards you can get in here, right? And like what would be the big chases for this, right? Very cool to see that Yuffie though. Wearing her attire from what? Retrograde? The old Final Fantasy VII Remake DLC. All right, that's going to do it for today's stream. Again, thank you all for coming through. Hopefully you guys had it as much fun as I did. Really, really fun. I liked all the displays that we showed off, all the cards I was able to pick up from the show. But, yeah. What's going on, Hilario? Yep, you just caught me right at the end of the stream. It's all good. Hey, no worries. It's all right. We'll get the stream uploaded. You'll be able to watch the entire stream here very, very soon. And again, you'll come by hopefully on Sunday. We'll do the Pokemon stream then. But yeah, I think we did pretty well. Just a little bit of a recap. These are just all the... We ended up opening close to like 20 packs of the regular Magic the Gathering Final Fantasy set. So we got some nice cards there from the regular set. Bunch of really good cards from Through the Ages. Again, obviously some duplicates. And then these were all cards from the Chocobo bundle, which if you saw that, right, this is what we opened up as well. So that was kind of neat. Came with its own little Chocobo booster pack. And then these were some of the cards I picked up from the show I was at. So not too bad. Another one of the Chocobo cards there. I'm kind of glad we didn't pull that one again. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It is a bit expensive in terms of like all the different products you can get. But yeah, definitely do some research. I got the Japanese one still coming in, so I'm excited to see how we do with that one. And then I showed off all the other scene displays, right, as you see by the thumbnail. But yeah, so you get all the full art. So there's one scene there. There's another scene here. And then third scene. And then good old fourth scene here. So yeah, pretty fun. But again, that's going to do it for today's stream. Hopefully you guys enjoy this kind of content. Hilario, thank you for coming by. I know it was last minute, but nice seeing you. Hopefully we'll get to see you on Sunday as well. But again, keep an eye out for that stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. You don't want to miss it. We're going to be opening up some really awesome stuff. So please come by. We're going to do a little bit of a binder update as well. CGC submission recap. So it's going to have a little bit of everything. But that's going to do it for me, guys. I'm WakoBako. Take it easy. Enjoy your weekend.